My name is Vidya Siddhanandan, and today is the 10th of March 2026, and the time is 6:37 a.m. The area of body we will be maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style are the eyes. Now, for humans, eyes face forward on a head that is placed right on top of the skeletal framework, with the feet touching the ground and feet only touching the ground, and our tail tucked inside our body. So that maintains a certain posture, which is quite precarious, if not for the little detail that humans have been walking the earth in some time. So, how does this delicate little stick figure, yeah, maintain the entire posture and become such a kind of predominant species on earth, so to speak? And we continue to have a vision, including people like me who say human beings are designed to live in life in the multiverse. These stick figures precariously standing on 2 feet and living life in the multiverse. Sounds pretty funny because we see trees and tall trees and giraffes and mountains, and we are talking about human beings being able to live in life in the multiverse because we can have a vision and our eyes are facing forward like a car, which also humans happen to design over time, and they have a windshield. And those who have driven a car or have sat in a car will know that when the windshield is clear, you can see the road ahead. Otherwise, you might as well be living under a rock. And animals, with their eyes facing forward, with their head forward, yeah, or rather, um, at a different angle than that of a human being, because their bodies are, they move on 4 limbs, while humans move on 2 limbs. So their head posture in comparison to humans is different. And so where their eyes are placed and what their eyes can see is different from what humans can see, because humans have to deal with the challenge of maintaining the entire framework on 2 feet, standing stacked up against gravity. In the sense, it's like a tall building with all the vertebral columns. It's like bricks stacked one on top of each other, and a wind could blow them down. But the muscles are arranged in such a manner that the whole stick figure maintains upright posture, yeah, and can take care of themselves without needing talons, claws, fangs, scales, or any of those sharp kind of instruments. Even using teeth only to eat food, yeah. So quite an interesting creature. And the eyes, because are stacked on in front of the head, which is stacked on top of the entire framework, tend to have hallucinations, which may seem like a problem, but is what allows for us to see things that probably other animals can't. Or if they do, they don't know how to communicate. Or they do communicate in bear language or dog language or cat language, which other bears, dogs, cats can understand. Humans can hear sounds, just like dogs can hear human sounds. May not be able to make sense, but I think they do communicate. So, on planet Earth, we have communication of our own kind. And when people from one country speak to people of another country from the same background, are able to understand in a way that other people can't. And we are all on the same planet Earth. Where is this going? Well, we have our own visions, we have our own dreams. And then we wake up in the morning and go about accomplishing them because we see something is possible that others can't. I, for example, over time have come to see that human beings are designed to live in life in the multiverse. Now, how do you communicate with that? How do you work with that? We have social media. And life, I found, is the mother of all media. And human beings also have life. It's about what we do with the life we have that makes a difference in how things show up. And we have eyes to see what shows up. Now, what you see depends on the clarity and quality of your eyes, but also your internal body composition. When you have a healthy metabolism and you have an outlook at life that encompasses not just the bad, difficult bits, but also the nice bits, which takes paying attention to details in many spheres of influence, including reading books, watching videos, but it's about what you read and what you watch, what you listen to, what you speak, whom do you speak to. That makes a difference in what dots form the stars in your sky, in your mind's eye. Now we have stars out there. In the night time, we see stars. And depending on the geographical location, you have the sunlight, moonlight. Yeah. But um, we have stars and we have ideas. But in our own mind's eye, we may or may not have dreams, but we can see what we do. And something dots our sky, our dream sky, so to speak, our mind's eye, mind's theater. And that's also visions. What you can see may not be able to be seen by others. But if you're faced with doomsday thought lines or difficult thought lines, or you are so much in your dreams you don't see reality, then cleaning the windshield becomes a necessity so that the dreams you see and the reality of the matter match, so that you can then pay attention to details and then work with reality while you have your dreams. Otherwise, you're living in an illusionary world. You're living in your own illusions. And that's where your relationship with reality, as in how things are, what's working, what's not working, what opportunities are there, what then to work with, such that the visions you have, the dreams you have, and what you see is possible when you work with reality as it is, makes a difference in what kind of a life this stick figure of a human being can have. Yeah, we all have this stick figure body. Yeah, but each person is a seed of life from that family tree. Nobody just dropped out of sky. And because a person formed from a tree, a family tree, what a person does at a point in time that then adds value, moves life forward over and above challenges that the family tree did not face, couldn't face. Opportunities weren't there before. When a seed of life from a family tree makes choices that moves things forward, the entire family tree gets the benefit of it through the family's morphic resonance field. And then when many humans continue to do something nice, which then moves things forward, the human morphic resonance field gets benefited by a certain behavioral trait which others couldn't. We would be moving humanity forward in better evolution. Now, a person with a vision, and a vision that includes, encompasses themselves, contemporaries, and future generations, and their future generations, and their future generations, are a set of ideas which are better shared. So, Nirbeeja Yoga is one of the methods by which to maintain health such that everybody who have a body that's human can maintain health such that they and their family trees and their family generations can have a sustainably healthy, wealthy, wise life. Now, eyes play an important role in the vision and maintaining the vision, while others may not know how in the world you see what you see. So, writing down your thought lines help. Because then it's like what you write down is like a blueprint, sort of. You write a few words, a few bullets, but over time, the story iteratively improves. You may wake up after a nightmare and then wonder how in the world did you dream about living life in the multiverse? Yeah. But then you have your structures by which you continue to maintain the movement forward. Nevertheless, eyes have a certain property. They didn't form overnight, but they are a certain weave of what happens inside your body. Your eyes are also an indication of the health of your entire body. So you can pay attention to health in terms of just the feet. There are reflexologists who gauge the entire health of the body from just looking at the feet. Some can know the entire health of the body by just the bum. Yeah. Some can just look at aspects of the stomach and tell the entire health of a person's body. So every part of the body have one or the other connections with every other part of the body. And there are specialists who pay attention to certain parts of the body by which to maintain health of the entire body. Yeah. So quite an amazing organization, this human body. And eyes are one such parts of the body. Yeah. And when you maintain the health of your eyes, the vision by which you live life and our whole body is stacked upright with head right on top and eyes facing forward. So when the eyes are having a clarity, you're also maintaining the health of the entire body, but also your ability to see ahead what others can't see. Because this is like the lighthouse, stacked one on top of the other with light right on top. And it is important to see what needs to be seen from the mountaintop. From the base of the mountain, what you see would be different from the mountaintop, which is why it helps to have your head functioning fine enough while you also take care of the rest of the body. Because keeping your head where it needs to be in common sense and not given by hallucinations or visualizations, which is more dreams than in touch with reality, while there are also metaphysics at place, where you don't know what is physics. And then you have metabolic concerns affecting your physics. And then you have hallucinations. Yeah. So that is how eyes tend to get visualization concerns with hallucinations, which is not in touch with reality. So we all have eyes, those who have eyes and can see, but we have dreams. We wake up in the morning for one reason or the other. So whether or not your eyes can see, this is an exercise by which to maintain the health of your body from the eyes, which form part of the body. So I invite you to bring your attention to the region of the eyes, to the region of your head where your eyes are. Okay? And whether or not you can see, bring your attention to where may your eyeballs be. Okay? For that, if you're going to rotate your eyeballs left, right, up, down, you're likely to feel the tissues of your eyes about there are likely to feel where the eyeballs are. A lot of people may be facing tensions about the region of the eyeballs, or the muscles that hold the eyeballs in place may be facing tension because you may have just woken up in the morning, yeah, and your eyes may still be a little groggy with the dreams you've had or nightmares, or the position of your head placed in a particular angle because of which there is a pressure on the muscles, or your sphenoid bones, the bones about the region of your forehead. Yeah, your skull has bones, and the bones above the region of your forehead may be in a slightly different tension because your day hasn't yet begun. You may not have walked much. So your head may be in a different distorted shape. And then as the day goes, your head is more in shape. Yeah. So why I say this is, if you notice people when they go to sleep and then they wake up in the morning, about a few minutes or a few times once they wake up, their face is all small. Yeah. And as the day shines up. You kind of brush, wash your face, then your face is a little more in size. Yeah. Consider that this continues, that your bones may not yet have come into shape, and it's in a little like a squishy, yeah, a little different shape, like a water-filled balloon, so to speak. Water-filled balloon will just come into shape. This is a different kind of a balloon. Yeah. Like a, I can't say a deflated balloon, but a little has a little air, and as the day goes, it would take different shape. Yeah, according to the environment, according to what is influencing. Um, um, for example, if you're sitting for too long, your head will be one shape. If you're walking for too long, that will be another shape. Yeah. If there's too much of sunlight, yeah, magnetic effect, your head will be a different shape. So, and people wonder why you're having a headache sometime. That's because of the different influences on the same skull and then affecting the brain, and then what your eyes have been seeing. You have dreams inside, and then you keep looking for opportunities to have those dreams come true. So sometimes those opportunities are not readily available. And then you get tired. Your eyes get tired searching for those opportunities. When you're not aware that your eyes are tired while your dreams are continuing, and the reality may not be in match with that, then you could have brain concerns. Your brains are tired, lots of processing happening. Your eyes want to see something but is not seeing it. Yeah. And your health gets affected between a mismatch between your internal world and external. Yeah. And if you're not even writing, you're not in some way encapsulating your ideas, at least in a written surface, so that when you look at it, you know that something has changed. You have something written. That writing didn't form out of nowhere. You did something and that happened. You made a software, you made that work, you know something changed. If you have access to software, yes. Otherwise, you have a crochet, you can weave it, you can paint it, you can sing it, compose it, write it, um, make wall paintings. Something happened, something got created in the world outside you, outside your body, by which you know you did something, and something from your ideas and visions showed up on the different surfaces. And then you can improve it iteratively. That's like a masterpiece. You have something formed, and then over time, iteratively, you can improve it. That also requires for you, whether or not you can see with you're blind, so to speak. You could be blind to what opportunities there are, or you could be blind to the colors that you can see. Yeah, due to different concerns. We are all placed differently in life. We are all differently abled people. And with our unique abilities, are in the scheme of things to do the job we as people who have a body that's human can do. And no two people are the same, because we each have our own job in the whole scheme of things. Those who have eyes have a certain set of jobs, which those who are blind, colorblind, can't, yeah, they may be blind to red color or only to green color or can't see colors. But they have a human body and they're alive, which means their unique body composition has a job to do in the whole scheme of things, which other people may or may not know. Even if they know, they cannot know the whole thing, because your work in progress. What you're doing today was not what you did yesterday, or what you can do today is not what you could do yesterday. Because today is a new day, the opportunities are different. And you woke up after sleeping. So what all you've seen is then there available for you to work on. Now, having the body that you have and the region of the eyes, about the region of your head, how do we reduce the tension in the eyes between the internal world and the external, such that our health is maintained, the work is continuing in one way or the other, whether or not opportunities have showed up? You are at work, which means the work that needs to be done may be taking time, because the work that you need to do may not have reached a certain stage such that opportunities show up. So it's like a lock and key. the lock needs to be ready enough, or the key needs to be ready enough for the lock to show up. Yeah. So if you're writing, you're doing things, you're making creatives available, people are seeing what you're doing, the locks will turn on. It's like a light bulb on in their head. Yeah. Or locks moving. Okay, let's just say it's like a complex lock. Yeah. When you insert the key, the locks are in different people's minds. And then um, when the idea is then available, it goes click, 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 click in there according to the level of openability, yeah, in people's minds. And then there is an idea that then clicks and the lock gets made. Consider it. So if you have an idea, you're not sharing it. Those locks which needs to unlock for that device or that apparatus or that opportunity, which is a direct match for what you're doing, does not get formed. So write, draw, sing, paint, whatever seems appropriate to what your dream coming into reality requires. Okay? With whatever faculties you have, write, express, consistent. So we have different media. There is the visual media, there's a sound media, there's a writing media, there is texture, like what do you say, weave, um, or wires, or you have plaster of Paris. So there are texture things. So there are many kinds of media, kinds of medium. Use what appropriately meets your requirement for what you would need to express your idea, your dreams. And there will be locks opening one place or the other that then has that opportunity show up. If it's not there, it gets made. But it's because of you started that gets made over time. And that will be another instrument formed in you fulfilling your coming into existence. Yeah. The dreams that you are born particularly made with the body composition you have gets fulfilled over time. If you don't take action, they are not getting formed. Yeah. So Nirbeeja Yoga is one way by which I'm communicating my idea that human beings are designed to live in life in the multiverse. And I require a lot of instruments, a lot of devices, and many people functioning in a particular manner. For example, maintaining their own bodily health, composition. While they have dreams, they have goals, they may be sometimes rejected, feeling a little cynical because you're not immediately available. But you continuing to maintain your health, continuing to write on your surfaces, or in some way documenting what you'd like to do over time, and then also expressing it, sharing it in different media. If that is not getting communicated, if that is not getting the likes and shares, try other means too, but improve upon what you're doing. Instead of trying 10 different things, it's like 10,000 punches one time versus one punch 10,000 times. You're more likely to get perfect with what you're saying. And then the effectiveness, efficiency improves in a way that 10,000 punches can't. Yeah, that's something that I discovered. I'm from South India, have so many languages, but over time I came to see that English is the one that I could probably reach more people with. So I started thinking in terms of English, studying English. Also did MA English. So to get my English better, at least one language I would have something to effectively communicate with. And then over time, I came to see that, swimming the English channel is how you can also make a difference. Yeah. So I'm speaking with what tools, instruments I have, including the English language, to communicate that our human body is designed to live in life in the multiverse. And maintaining the health of the body, whether or not you see the opportunities immediately available, is requires also you writing it, expressing it, but continuing to maintain your dream and continuing to maintain the health of your body and your dream by improving the wealth of ideas which makes them theirs, and make your dream a tangible, real, plausible set of not just ideas, but things. When the opportunity is there, you can then show up. And that's also a wisdom. How wisely do you improve your content such that when the opportunity is available, you are more ready because your key is more ready to fit into the lock when the lock shows up. Yeah, you are the key. Or rather, your ideas, your dreams have the keys that then unlocks a world of opportunities. But you need to keep working on your ideas. You need to keep working on your dreams. Now, from the eyes, how do you maintain your health? Now, your eyes have these pupils. Yeah, these black things, white base, black or brown or blue or green or golden or yeah, what color pupils, kind of. Iris. The iris and the cornea, the white cornea, we all have white cornea. Yeah. And then you have these colored little beads, so to speak. Yeah. Iris. Now, try moving your eyeballs left and right and get a better feel of where your eyeballs are. And then go round with your eyeballs. Yeah. So you can feel that the eyeballs can actually move in the eye socket, the sockets in your head. Now, pay attention to where is greater tension, left versus right, because there would be muscles. These are called extraocular muscles. One side may be more tense than the other side. Okay. So that would give a differential tension between the left and right. Some people have squint eye because the extraocular muscles between the left, the muscles holding the eyeball of the left eye may be differently tensed in the right eye. So there are extraocular muscles for the left eye. I'll speak slowly. There are extraocular muscles that hold the left eyeball, and there are extraocular muscles that hold the right eyeball. And the tension by which the muscles of the left eye function may be different from the tension that the muscles of the right eyeball are functioning. Because of this difference in tension, there could be squint eye concerns. One eye going one side, the other eye going the other side. That could also be because of how the muscles that move the eyeball in the left and right eye move. There may be difference in the tension. Now, paying attention to the tension around the muscles, okay, around the eyeballs, lets you know how are the muscles around the eyeballs. Now, it may seem like I'm saying the obvious thing, but when you are experiencing this, when you're paying attention to your eyeballs and then noticing the tension at the sides of the eyeballs, let's just go with the left and right sides. So you have the corners of your eye and just pay attention to the tension of the muscles of the left and right eyes. There may or may not be a difference. Now pay attention to the top and bottom of your eyeballs. Okay? Try moving your eyes up and your eyes down, which means your eyeballs will be going up and going down. That may give a slight difference in the sensation of your eyeballs. Chances are your forehead may be tensing than your eyeballs. Yeah? Okay. Nevertheless, try left and right sides. You're more likely to notice tension in the eye muscles, the extraocular muscles of the eyes. Now, bring your attention to any sense of air that you can feel on your eyes. Pay attention to any sense of air that you can feel on your eyes. Now, the air in the room may be cool or the air in the room may be warm, but your eyes are made up of also liquid. There's a certain fluid that makes your eyeballs, eyeballs like balls. So they are like balloons a little bit. They have liquid in them. And when you pay attention to air touching your eyeballs, some of the coolness of the liquid in your eyes would come to your attention in terms of the coolness of air on your eyes. And it's an interesting kind of a dynamics there. No matter what the air in the room is, when you pay attention to the sensation of air on your eyes, the liquid that is there inside your eyes would be in some way cooling the air such that your eyes are experiencing a certain coolness. So you're already carrying a cooling bag, yeah, inside your eyes. And all you got to do is pay attention to air touching your eyes. Yeah. When you're aware of your eyeballs and in terms of temperature, you're more likely to experience in terms of coolness. Okay. If they seem hot, continue to pay attention to any sense of movement about your eyeballs because the muscles about your eyes may be so tense that there's a certain layer. It's kind of like blindsiding you, such that there is a certain warmth. Yeah. It's like you're wearing a visor, and that visor has not been paid attention to in some time. It's like you have layers in front of your eyes, but they are kind of forming a certain tension. Continue to pay attention to any sense of softness. Okay, this is something new. Pay attention to any sense of softness about your eyes. So it could be your eyelids, it could be the sides of your eyes, it could be inside your eyes, it could be anywhere about your eyes. Any sense of softness. Because no matter how the visor, so to speak, maybe, no matter how the tension may be, paying attention to softness at least brings a pleasanter experience. And your dreams heavily laden on your eyelids or the muscles about your nervous system, about your brain, which may be kind of dropping on your eyes because your dreams are weighing heavily on top of your eyes, has a little breather. Yeah. When you can pay attention to any sense of softness about your eyes. Yeah. And in terms of moisture about your eyelids, moisture about your eyelids, softness about your eyes, and any sense of coolness, any sense of coolness, you're more likely to feel better or a little more easier or at least a little more healthier just by paying attention to any sense of moisture, warmth, softness about your eyes. Now, this is particularly there about your eyes, but I also keep mentioning this about other parts of the body. But there are some factors which are more common. Eyes, particularly, tend to feel healthier when you can pay attention to moisture, softness, and um, coolness. I tend to say moisture, softness, and warmth about different other parts of the body, but about the eyes, it's the coolness. And there's a big difference there. Your brain may be so much processing information that it forms like you're walking on, you're carrying a hot furnace or something, you know, like your computer's processing system, all the time processing information. And that may be sitting heavily on your eyes and the nerves, the nose nerves, olfactory nerves. Your brain may be sitting on your olfactory nerves, making it difficult for you to breathe or smell nicely or to see clearly because you have this big brain sitting on your eyes. Good. We have the brain sitting on our eyes. And I just woke up this morning thinking 7 holes of our sensory organs is there in our skull. The 3 holes in between our legs are muscles. They're not bone holes. Our skull has 7 holes just for sensory organs. 2 eye holes, 2 ear holes, 2 nose holes, nostrils, one mouth hole, 7 holes. Yeah, and we have rainbow ideas and colors and yeah, whatnot. The skull has 7 holes for our sensory organs. The 3 holes in between our legs are muscles. Yeah. Now, why is that related with our head? The brain is inside the skull, and the sensory holes are on the skull. And then there are soft tissues from inside the brain, yeah, about the facial tissues, which then look outside. So you're like a person when you say look out through the window in your house or in your room. That's the kind of experience that you would have from inside your skull. The person is inside the skull and looking out through the holes, or speaking, or smelling, or tasting through the holes. Yeah, quite an interesting. There are muscles outside, yes, but the person is inside. There is a person, you person, inside your skull. Yeah, so it's like all tamas mulla veedu. Yeah, there is a person in the house of your body. Yeah, and out of the body experiences are more sensorily or more out externally focused than being able to feel your brain. Yeah. So what we are doing here through this eye maintenance exercise is a little way feeling into the brain, because the brain has sensory faculties that then make our sense organs function. So when you can feel your sensory organs, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, you are feeling an aspect of your brain. Just think about that. When you can feel your sensory organs, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and also skin of your face, and there are also nerves, you are feeling into your brain. They say you can't feel the brain, but here you have sensory organs. If you can't feel your sensory organs, you can't feel the brain. And these sensory organs play an important role in how your brain functions. Because according to the scanner, the antenna is how the receiver and processor functions. Yeah, your sensory organs, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, and your nerves also, they are picking up information to relate to your brain. And then your brain is processing information, and through your sensory organs, no, through your hands and different parts of the body, make it possible for you to move and then let you know it's safe enough to move or not. Yeah, so this your head is like headquarters. Yeah, letting you know you can function or what is safe or not safe. So when you're not aware of what your sensory organs are doing, you don't know how your headquarters are functioning. A lot of processing, but when you can't pay attention to how your sense organs feel, you're taking actions blindly. Yeah, that's also faith. But this is where you dream, where you have faith with your eyes open. So you're not blind. It's not blind faith. This is aware and faith. Yeah. Okay. You see a vision, you have a dream. You may apparently be blind to that actually being there. You can dream a house, you can't see the house with your eyes, but you have the material for the house or how the house can show up over time when you are aware of what your sensory faculties are paying attention to. If you're going to be looking at the thorn and thorn is not part of your house, then you're not seeing the house. It's called the retinal activation system. Okay, yeah. Um, where when your mind and body are in sync, your dreams and what you look at are in sync. So opportunities show up consistent with how much you're watching out for your dreams and faculties of reality. So you're basically walking and then having your reality come into existence. because of how much in sync your mind and body are. That's also yoga. That's also Nirbeeja Yoga. Yeah. Because the seeds of impression that makes your body, your the visions in the sensory impressions that you have. And when you're cleaning those impressions, like for example, you have an impression about your father, your mother, your house, the place where you're living in. And when you're regularly cleaning the seeds of impression, what then comes out of your mouth or what you write or when you're speaking to others will talk about what's the health of the seeds of impression you have about different people, about geography, about what you see of life, what you think of technology. They all show up. So, what is inside when you're not cleaning that, those seeds of impressions, is what then gives you the anger or how you look at people, how satisfactory life is, and how you then have dreams. What kind of dreams you have? Now I have like, ooh, ooh, whatever dreams, they're like a Greenland. Yeah, okay. Yeah, beautiful life in elements and all that nice, beautiful. Ooh, yeah, I'm seeing not just Earth, we have solar system, lots of balls. They also learn to have what it takes to have a healthy composition. And then when human beings are all functioning as one, we already have the United Nations and we have the WHO's, World Health Organization looking into health of the matter. And there are people like me talking about improving health. So there are different organizations which are already working, because of which I can think these thoughts and say these things, because there are technologies already developing to be able to live in life in the multiverse. And there's a technology for it. So I'm in different stages of making the technology available. But you are listening to me here. Nirbeeja Yoga is part of the technology, one part. So there are four. Okay. Four brand values. Yeah. Nirbeej Yoga is one of the brand value. Yeah. By which to maintain health. Yeah. The entire structure would be, you could say the Sri Chakra. Sri Chakra has four walls or four gateways. I have four brand values. Yeah. One of them is Nirbeej Yoga. But they're all related. And then I found the Sri Chakra has layers of circles. We are seeing triangle, triangle. But within the triangle, the triangles are forming from circles. And I found that, so the strangest secret in the world, I am formulating it. But I'm in different stages of making it available so everybody can see it, have it. Yeah, it takes a while. If you'd like to already be privy to those details, I invite you to click on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com, which is where I will be putting up the material, because I can splash it on social media, but you need to come to one place to continue to have material collated related with that. Yeah. So I call it Mighty. Learn, LEARN dot dynamicstillnesses.com. So that's where I'm collating material and making courses. But the thing is, Nirbeeja Yoga is one of them. Yeah. So slowly, stages of development. I'm working with Internet Lifestyle Hub, ILH community, Success Gyan, um, HDFC Life. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And several health maintenance schools, faculties, in being able to improve the health, health of wealth, health of wisdom, yeah, and health of communities. So this talk is part of the health of communities improving faculties, thought lines, yeah, or those paradigms of thought. So I hope this has been of value to you. Do join me on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com, because what dynamic stillnesses makes available would also be informed by what Nirbeeja Yoga makes available, because they complement each other. It's like the ocean and pools, yeah? Pools getting informed. Mm. We have water reservoirs, which are also from, say, supplied by dams, yeah? And so they help each other. The pools can harvest rainwater and then inform the dam, and then dam can contain matter and then inform the pool. So it's a self-sustaining. structure, which then requires a little maintenance. So we are having things become better. So we are having 365 days water supply and those kinds of ideas. So there used to be this Vijayanagara Samrajya. No, okay. Sri Kempegowda's idea of maintaining water supply. There used to be 365 days of water supply in what he made available. So yeah, these kinds of things are possible. We are all on planet Earth. There's this idea of Jambudvipa with 1,000 rivers and yeah. So you're talking about Earth, but you're talking about a system that then enlivens life in the multiverse. So what you can't see is a whole world which is already taking shape because my team's at work and several related um, details which is not quite visible. When you open your eyes, you only see the tip of the mountain. You can't see the entire mountain. So a lot of work is happening under the surface. Yeah, below, under the radar. So thank you so much for joining me. If you see something better from this session, from this eye maintenance through Nirbeeja Yoga style, um, that is a benefit you have. Yeah. Those are some of the benefits, or you can also look through the other live material which I put up, which are available on X Spaces, because I just record this, post it there. And I'm also making it available on YouTube. I think I need to collate it into a better format. It's also available on Mighty Radio, my podcast. But I'm looking at different formats. But it's available here, or you could just contact me, and then we will have a better structure. Then you can then look through and have the benefits of maritime intelligence and what's possible from you participating in living life in the multiverse, from just having a body that's human that you have. Thank you for your interest. Good day.